Hi, I'm James Joyce III, and I'm running for mayor of Santa Barbara. I've been a resident for the past decade, working for State Senator Hannah-Beth Jackson here in the district, and founder of Coffee with the Black Guy, my business.
Nice. All right, so why are you running for mayor?
I'm running for mayor because we need change in our city. There's a lot of things that can be done by a simple change of approach and a change of tone. And I look to bring that new approach and tone to our city to solve our toughest problems.
What about your background makes you qualified to be mayor?
So I bring an interesting background. As a former journalist, I was a newspaper reporter. Couple that with a decade in public service here in the region. I've worked for both in the Assembly and the Senate, most of that time for Senator Hannah-Beth Jackson as her district director. And then also as a business owner, creating a business centered around convening community conversations and really building community. Peppering those three elements of experience together, it's something that our city desperately needs moving forward in this time of change and this time of pivot for us as a society and as a community.
How would you rate the city and the mayor's handling so far of the pandemic?
Well, it's hard to rate something that you don't, it's an unpredictable, right? And so I think that a rating may be a fair assessment, but I do think there's some things that the city could have done better, right? There could have been better community outreach and amplifying the public health messaging that was being put out by both the county and the state. The city has a role in being a trusted messenger in the community, and I didn't see that from the city. Additionally, there were opportunities for the city to step up to partner with public health and provide sites for vaccinations, for testing that is in the core of the city where people live, and so I think that was a missed opportunity as well. But again, it's hard to throw stones when you're in a crisis, when people are losing their lives and people are still suffering from this thing. It's tough to throw stones when it's things like that, but the reality of it is we deserve better.
What are the key issues that you think are facing Santa Barbara?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Key issues facing Santa Barbara, I believe, are, of course, homelessness. I've been walking and knocking doors since early May, and that's one of the top issues that people continually bring up, is the fact that this homelessness is more in our face, and that issue is coupled, of course, with our housing crisis and the challenges that we have with the increased cost of housing. And then in addition to that, there's been a lot of concerns with people raising about the business blight in our city, and really looking to fill some of the vacancies. There's been some pride in the pivot that we've been able to make on State Street with the pedestrian aspect of it, but then there's also some opportunities that we see that I'm hearing from folks. And at the root of it, I've been really surprised about the fact that folks are continually bringing up the need for more cohesion in our community. They're seeing the division post the 2020 election and into our most recent recall election. They're seeing that division here in our community, and people are sick of it. They really want to build community and get to know our neighbors more, and I think that that's something that is going to help us moving forward.
If you were mayor, what would be one of the first things that you would do in office?
If I was mayor, one of the first things we do in office, I think you've heard me talk about a change of tone and a change of approach. That would start with the strategic planning of a retreat for the council to make sure that we start on an even level and we know how to be collegial to one another. There'll be a new makeup on the council because there'll be new leadership. We've got new leadership in the city with the administration, and so there's some things that I think could stand to congeal on the political leadership of our city before we start representing on behalf of the folks, right? And so making sure that we're able to show up as our best selves as a county and as a body, or excuse me, as a council and as a body, to be able to best represent our city.
And then what else do people need to know about you and why you're running?
Well, I think it's important to know and point out the fact that we are at a very at an inflection point in our community. We're at a point where, coming out of COVID, hopefully, as we're coming out of COVID, we really have an opportunity to look forward into the next 5-10 years. And status quo thinking and status quo action is not going to be what's going to get us where we belong, right? And Santa Barbara is a world-class city. We've got a lot of great assets here, and we just need a little bit of leadership to kind of bring all of those elements together to really make us shine the way that we deserve to. So that's what I hope to bring to the city, and I look for the voters' support in doing so.